Hello, I'm Rageh, Omaar, and welcome to A Special Witness. When Pakistani special forces attacked the Red Mosque in the capital Islamabad, they were doing more than rooting out a few militants. They were drawing up battle lines for years to come. The country has tried to find a balance between devout Islamic faith, the very cornerstone of the country, and buying favour with the West in its ongoing war on terror. The deaths of more than 100 people inside the mosque could become a watershed in Pakistani history. For decades, the Red Mosque had been the place of prayer for the city's elite, but in recent years it became a hotbed of militancy. The male and female students attending the madrasas attached to the Red Mosque undertook vigilante operations, raiding brothels and threatening any activity they deemed un-Islamic. I travelled to Pakistan to meet the madrasa leaders and their students to find out what they believed in and why they were directly challenging the Pakistani state. I was the last journalist inside the compound. None of us had any idea of what was about to happen. This is my personal experience of the siege at the Red Mosque. I'm in the heart of Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, and this is the very seat of government. Behind me is the Parliament building. A short distance away in that direction is the headquarters of Pakistan's all-powerful intelligence agency, the ISI. And just a stone's throw away, over there, is the Red Mosque, which used to be a place of prayer for Islamabad's elite, but which instead became a hotbed of Islamic militancy. This is the Red Mosque and its madrasa. From here, in scenes never before witnessed anywhere in the Muslim world, burqa-clad girls poured out of the Red Mosque. Armed with their long canes, over a period of 6 months, they unleashed a campaign of fear and intimidation to assert Sharia law. Confrontation with the government came to a head when the city authorities began demolishing mosques built illegally on government land. In protest, the girls occupied the neighbouring children's library.
7,000 students have gathered here in the name of jihad to determine the fate of the mosques, to stop the tyranny of the pharaohs. In the name of the Quran, in the name of Islam, they have decided to lay down their lives.
In a moral crusade, the militant students threatened policemen and raided local video stores, warning the shopkeepers not to sell un-Islamic videos. Large piles of confiscated videos were publicly destroyed. Next, they kidnapped a brothel madam and forced her to apologize in front of the cameras.
I have taken their advice and asked for forgiveness for my wrongdoing, and I assure them that wherever I live in Pakistan, I will live according to the tenets of Islam.
I arrive at the Red Mosque to spend 5 days with its leaders and their female students. I discover that they've just kidnapped 9 Chinese women from a massage parlor. Its leaders justify their actions to the press.
The people of that area has been demanding the police, and the police has not been doing anything. And you know that so far as justifying this, according to Islamic Sharia, and Islam says when you see some kind of wrongdoings, you stop it by hands. So the students stop it.
Abdul Rashid Ghazi runs the mosque with his elder brother, who keeps out of the public eye.
Inside my house, and my office.
So your house is over here?
See that?
Ghazi sees himself as his brother's deputy, but is the public face of the mosque. The family moved here when the new capital of Islamabad was built in the early 60s. So, this is the rooftop. The Red Mosque was one of the first to be built in the city, and their father, Abdul Aziz, was hand-picked to run it.
At the place where we are standing now, there was nothing. It was just green areas.
So the mosque was very much at the heart of this new capital when it was built.
It was all Islamabad. I do remember that
different dignitaries, delegates used to come when, as a state guest, when they come to Islamabad, they came to this mosque. But one thing from the very beginning, he never compromised on with the government. I mean, whenever he saw something being done wrong, I mean, according to Islamic perspective, of course, he used to say it he was very vocal, you can say that.
Did being vocal get him in trouble?
Yeah, yes, it got him in trouble, and many times he used to be imprisoned, and he was kidnapped by Bhutto.
Was he?
As well, yes.
It had a reputation for being a very strong, very firm madrasa. I mean, very,
yes.
People would say conservative.
If had been conservatives, there wouldn't have been female madrasa. I mean, the female madrasa, it was a new thing for which my father introduced in Pakistan, and we have established the biggest in the Islamic world. I mean, this enrollment, 6,000 female students
in the girls' madrasa.
In the girls' madrasa. We are not against female education, as it is said in the international media.
This is the first time cameras have been allowed inside the girls' madrasa. Because of my presence, they have remained covered. It's a unique chance to get a glimpse of their world. The youngest children start in a very traditional way, learning to read and recite the Quran. But the madrasa offers more than religious teaching. It provides classes in English and science as well as religion. The madrasa has 3 floors with the older girls on the top floor. It's here they begin to interpret the Arabic texts so they understand Sharia law.
What they're wearing, the pink scarf, it's part of the uniform. Every class has a different uniform, and the previous class had cream.
At night, the classrooms also serve as dormitories for the girls. Many of the girls come from poor families, particularly the northwest tribal areas and Kashmir. It's common for their families to be highly politicized, as the relatives of many have fought in Afghanistan and against India in Kashmir. Umair Hassan runs the girls' madrasa. She's the wife of Abdul Aziz, the older brother. She teaches Islamic law and is a fiery leader for her teachers and the students.
People send their children and follow us because we are Muslims, and every Muslim desires to know what God and His Prophet demands from them. That is how I can be a good Muslim. So that's why they want their children to come here and learn all this. Also, when they see that we teach them with love, respect and discipline, that's why, praise God, they send their children here to us.
As I am shown around the madrasa, it's clear that their guns have been hidden from our camera. But it's well known that the students have weapons, and Ghazi himself carries a gun. What? Rageh. As a young man, Ghazi favoured Western-style clothes and refused to grow a beard. It was only after his father's assassination in 1998 that he became radicalized and supported Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. He has now been linked with banned militant groups, and it has also been suggested he was involved in one of the attempts on President Musharraf's life.
My father was assassinated on this place.
This very spot, these trees here?
At that time there wasn't this tree.
Right.
He came from this direction, and when he came here, man was standing over there. You know that at that time it was not here. I mean,
the walls weren't here, these ones?
These were not there. So he had the escape. I mean,
and we're very near the main road here anyway, it's just 20 yards.
He had his people over there, outside, I mean, in the car, and they started fighting just to stop the people coming to make harassment.
And what had led up to this point?
Well, I mean, we are not sure, but you know that it was in 1998, and just a few months back, he had met Osama bin Laden, and I also met.
Did you?
Yeah, in Kandahar, we met.
When your father came away from that meeting, what was his mood? I mean, what was his...
Yeah, when he came back in his first time in Jummah sermon.
The first Friday sermon.
He narrated all the story and how he met him, and he said that I'm convinced. I think that whatever he's saying, he's right. We
and he wanted to support him, I mean, in Pakistan.
In Pakistan, he wanted to support,
Bin Laden, yeah.
Yeah, he said that at least I'm going to support him.
And in your mind, that was relevant to what happened to your father in his assassination, that meeting and what he said?
That was the point from where I was,
So that's where your awakening, political awakening came?
It was awakening. I think that wherever Muslims are awakening, it has much has to do with the aggression against the tyranny being committed by America and its allied forces.
But in terms of your position with the government authorities now, I mean, do you feel that you are carrying on your father's position in being outspoken, in being vocal, in being taking on the government?
And you know that we don't want to fight. As my father, he never wanted to fight. But I mean, he was outspoken just to say the reality, what is good for the country. I mean, that's what we are doing. I mean, we are saying that it is good for the country and it is bad for the country and nothing else. I mean, not more than. I mean, we don't want to, I mean, start a war against our own people.
Ghazi has taken on his father's role as outspoken critic of the authorities. As a result, he hasn't left the mosque for 2 years for fear of kidnap or assassination.